Hi, everybody. Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars for our live Tarot Tea podcast episode. How is everybody doing? How's your week going? I hope you guys are getting started on the right foot. We definitely have a lot going on astrologically. Having an well, hold on. Technical difficulties. No, why? Hold on, guys. Hmm. Don't know that this has ever happened before. What? Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay, fixed it. Well, as I was just about to say, Saturn went retrograde on the 13th, a couple days ago. And we're in the deep in the Mercury retrograde shadow because the retrograde starts this weekend. So, little things like that, a little weird echo happening. This is just illustrating my point. Astrology in the wild. These things might happen. If you guys are patrons or members, you've probably seen that Saturn video. So, we know what's up. But okay, we're not here to talk about that. Tonight, we're here to hang out, spill the tea, and do a little chit chatting. Hey, guys. Yay, everybody's showing up. Hey, Gunyar. Hey, Sage. Good to see you. How you feeling, Sage? Hey, Scott. All right, guys. Yay. All right, we're getting a good group going. And boy, do we have some good stories for tonight. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get into it. But I'm taking a little sip of my own tarot tea first. Need a little energy here. All right, let's get into it. Getting serious. So, the first story that we have tonight is I don't really know what to make of it, which is why we're going to spill the tarot tea, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, of course. So there is a rumor that has been circulating that the reason that Anna Wintour, who just recently announced that she was stepping down from Vogue or from her position at Vogue, she's still going to oversee some things, but she's not going to be in the editor in chief position, which she's held for, I believe, over 20 years. So she's been doing this quite a while. And we are hearing these rumors that the reason that she finally stepped down after all these years is because Jeff Bezos, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, wanted to purchase Vogue and maybe in talks to purchase Vogue and wants to gift it to Lauren Sanchez, which is why she was on the cover. I mean, this is an outlandish claim. So it's definitely worthy of pulling a couple cards, I think. But on a lighter note, have you guys heard that The Devil Wears Prada 2 is coming out soon? Well, Michael and I, aka Lawyer Moog and I, we actually went to go see the Devil Wears Prada musical in at the West End in England, which was so fun, you guys. He surprised me with it. I didn't even know that it was happening. I didn't even know the Devil Wears Prada was playing. It was such a good show. So, you guys, it is supposed to be coming to the States. I think like end of this year, beginning of next year. So, if you guys get an opportunity to go see it. It's so good. But yeah, Vanessa Williams, you guys, was playing the role of Meryl Streep. She was so fabulous in person. Oh, okay. So that's my little personal note, but let's spill the tea and see what is going on with these people. What is happening? So, first, let's see if we can clear up the rumor that allegedly Bezos is even thinking about or trying to purchase. It's actually Condé Nast, which owns Vogue. So, let's see. Is this even a part of the actual conversation, or is this just like a crazy rumor that got started somehow? Hi, Aloera. How's it going? Okay. I do have like 5 top stories tonight, but if we do get a chance at the end, please remind me and I will do my very best to pull a card for Luke's current feelings towards Nicola. I will absolutely try to do that, even if it's just like one card. It kind of just depends on how quickly we get through these stories. I hope that's not true. I know, Sage. I hope that's not true also. Wouldn't that just be crazy and dystopian? So, but not surprising, disappointing, but not surprising. It's all right. 2025 is doing what it said it was going to do as a 9 energy year. I am hoping that 2026 as a 1 energy year starts to flip the script and turn things around for the better. My fingers are crossed and so are my toes. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's see, you guys. Just want to get it real mixed up here. Okay, Jeff Bezos. Is there any truth allegedly to the rumors that he is trying to purchase Condé Nast, aka Vogue, for Lauren Sanchez? What can we get here? The 10 of Cups. Look at this, guys, the happy family card. It's him with his arm around his wife in this photo. So the answer is yes, he's definitely trying to, because 10 of Cups, he thinks that this is her greatest wish fulfilled. Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm honestly floored. I'm shocked. But again, disappointed. I don't know if shocked is even the word at this point. So yeah, the answer is yes, he's certainly trying to do that. 10 of Cups, because the purpose is for him to give her what he thinks is her greatest wish. Oh my God. You guys, I can't take it. I can't even. Sage, you and I are thinking the same thing. You're like, I can't even. I'm just like, I can't take it. We're on the same page, my friend. Yeah. Well, just when you think it can't get any worse, it's gonna get a little worse. But okay. But we're still here, guys, and we're gonna spill this tea. We're gonna make the best of it. All right. What else? What else can we get about this situation? Has there been any progress? Because right now, this is just, I guess, something that's happening behind the scenes. I don't think any deals have been signed. Um, where are things in the process right now? This is cringe. It's so cringe. It's so cringe, Gunyar. Hi, Shani. How's it going? Welcome. I don't know. Wait, I don't know. We can talk about Luke tonight, but I have 2 questions. Yes, Gunyar, I promise you guys, I will definitely talk about them at the end, because I know that there are a lot of people here that want the update on him. So yes, I will certainly do that. Okay. My gosh. Sorry, I'm taking so long to I'm just scared of what's going to come through, to be honest with you guys. The Sun card. I think negotiations are going well for them. You guys, I don't know, because okay, here's the thing. I definitely think that the whole purpose of Jeff Bezos wanting to purchase Vogue is, to make Lauren Sanchez happy. But I think that they're smart enough to know that they're getting a lot of backlash and that people are just not loving them the way that they would like to be loved. Like, they're not making it happen. So I feel like the Sun card behind the scenes, yes, there is progress. He's making a lot of progress with this, but I feel like they may even try to hide it. Like, you know how like big companies will own like other companies, or what? I don't really know how it works, to be honest. Um, but it's like entities will own something. That's what I feel like may happen, because it's like they don't want to be open about the fact that he owns it. But it's like, if you really read the fine print and look into things, like, you'll be able to find that he owns it. Maybe it's with other people. I don't know. That was just intuitively what came through. But the Sun card, yeah, they're making a lot of progress. Oh my gosh, you guys, if we start seeing her on like the cover, like every month, like how Oprah did on her magazine, we'll know something's up. Okay, well, that's, guys, there you go. Anna Wintour, how did she feel about this? Did Jeff Bezos allegedly, negotiating, or whatever she heard, because I'm sure she was privy to all the information of what's going on behind the scenes. Was this situation something that contributed to her finally stepping down from her position at Vogue? Let's see. Was that the final straw for her? The King of Cups. Ooh, let's get a clarifier on that. This is an emotional individual, an emotional man. And an emperor. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Yes, absolutely. This is crazy, you guys. To get the King of Cups and the Emperor. So I think the Emperor is Jeff Bezos. I think the King of Cups, maybe it's a Pisces that he's working with, because this is my Pisces card. Pisces are someone with a lot of water energy. So I do think that he's partnered with somebody else. But yes, these are the people that I think kind of pushed her out. Intuitively, I'm getting a feeling that they kind of knew that she wasn't really going to be on board with what they were going to start doing to the magazine. I think we're going to see it change a lot, like a lot. It's going to be unrecognizable in the next couple years. So I think they wanted her out because they knew that she was going to try to cling to the way things have been. And if Lauren Sanchez is going to be involved creatively. Like there can't be, two queens in the castle, basically. So I think there are two men who are purchasing this, two people who are kind of at the head of this, who sort of pushed her out. I think she got a good deal, offered a good deal, and I think they pushed her out. There you go. That's the tea on that. Woo, guys. I'm going to keep an eye on this and see how it develops over time to see if we can confirm this tea in the future, because this is a little crazy. Okay, Sage Moon says, totally agree. I think they'll have an LLC purchase it or something, right? But I don't think their egos will let them keep it under wraps for long. Yuck, I know. We'll probably find out in like a year and a half or something. Ugh, ew. Gunyar said it is like secretly under control, like it is there, but actually someone else controls it. Right. It's like smoke and mirrors. I think that they know how to do things in a way that allows them to operate kind of like in plain sight, but also keep things undercover. It's so weird. It's so creepy, to be honest. Scott says, I honestly don't believe they care if we know they own it or not. Ooh, hot takes. Hot takes, Scott. I don't think they care, but I think that it's almost like if people know that Jeff had something to do with the cover of Vogue that Lauren was on, it's like she feels like it would also take away from the honor of it. Like people would just say, "Oh, that was purchased for you." It's also like she wants the honor of being like, "I was chosen to be on the cover of Vogue." So I think there's a couple things going on there. It's like they want the clout, which we can see that they love. And then also, I don't know, I think they're very aware of public perception. And I think eventually they will let us know. So I'm with you on that, Scott, but I think that they're trying to be strategic. Their middle name, the rich and powerful are just that. There you go, Scott. Bunyar says, I wonder who is going to come to Anna's place in Vogue. I know, right? That'll be interesting to see. Mm. Also, loving your great Mono. Thank you so much, Sage. I appreciate that. I'm so glad you like the gray monochrome. It's very Virgo, right? It's very Earthside energy. I'm feeling the Saturn retrograde vibes. So I'm kind of in my, serious, disciplined era, and gray just felt right. Feels grounding. Thank you, Sage. You're so sweet. I appreciate it. Okay, next story. Wow. Okay, this one's kind of fun. This one's kind of fun and cutesy. We're gonna lighten it back up. So, have you guys heard about Jennifer Aniston's rumored new boyfriend? Now, this has been everywhere, you guys. So, according to page 6, Jennifer Aniston's rumored beau, Jim Curtis, makes candid love declaration after cozy Mallorca vacation. Now, I'm gonna make this picture bigger so you guys can see him if y'all haven't seen him before. I'll see that. That's him. Okay. It's got like the little salt and pepper going. You know what? They kind of look alike. And people say that, like, people are attracted to other people that sort of look like them. They sort of have this like similar vibe. So I actually could see this being, I don't know, at least an attraction. We'll see what the cards have to say. So, guys, get this. It says he's hypnotized. Woo. Jennifer Aniston's rumored beau, Jim Curtis, gushed about the love in his life after the duo got cozy on a Spain getaway. I am back from vacation, and what an experience. The hypnotist wrote in his newsletter Monday. Guys, I can't. When I was sick, sad, stuck, and in pain, I never thought I would have the abundance, joy, and love I now experience on a daily basis. That's actually very sweet. He's trying to be uplifting and share that he's come, that you can come out of a bad situation and be this happy. That's sweet. Okay, look, there's another picture of them together. Oh gosh, the glare. But okay, all right. She looks happy. She's kind of like holding his hand. I know they're talking. All right, what else? He's a hypnotist, which I find interesting. He added, I just took one step, made one decision, and the next followed. Now I look back and realize, oh, that course, that life change, that pain resulted in this magic. Okay, that's very sweet. That's uplifting. I think that's kind. The wellness guru, who did not divulge any details about the trip, added that the same life that brings struggle also brings opportunity. He noted the possibility of something better, more aligned, more free, more meaningful is always here. Curtis concluded by urging readers to take part in his coaching group. Okay, I sort of don't like that part because that seems like a sort of like self-promotion, like you're kind of using their relationship as like PR to promote your stuff, which I don't know. A lot of celebrities do that. It just feels sort of weird to hear, especially because this is the first time we've seen these two together. And guys, so many articles have dropped about the two of them. It's just like almost like a PR push. So let's see what the cards have to say about this rumored romance. Is there something really going on between these two? Is it just kind of a PR thing? Is it like how far along are these two? How close are they? Let's just see what the cards have to say. Hmm. Scott says it makes the universe pillow stand out. Oh, cool. Thanks, Scott. Oh, that's so cool. I really appreciate that. Good feedback there. Oh, did y'all see that? This one came out. Oh, all right, guys. Forgive me. I'm going to just read the cards. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. We have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So, you know how I just said it feels a little bit weird that he talked about his recent trip that everybody knows about now, because if you have the internet or if you listen to any sort of celebrity podcasts or, have TMZ on your phone or whatever, you're going to see, or Page 6, you're going to probably hear about how he was just with Jennifer Aniston on this fabulous vacation. The fact that he turned to his newsletter immediately to talk about it, and then at the very end, plug his coaching sessions. Page of Pentacles energy says he might be looking at this relationship, at least partially, as a way to boost his earnings. So that's a little bit cringe that this is the first thing that we got. I don't love that. I don't love that this is the energy that comes through right off the bat. Okay. Ugh. So Page of Pentacles, maybe he has some money struggles right now. Maybe that's not his only motivation, but certainly that's showing up in the energy. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, so we have Page of Pentacles. Also, it's probably intimidating to be with someone who, if you are in Page of Pentacles energy, who has so many more pentacles than you do, because, I think it's human nature to want to feel like an equal to the person that you're with. And, even though that's not what it should be about, there just might be a little bit of insecurity I'm getting with the Page of Pentacles. We'll see. Let's see what else comes through. The Lovers. Oh, interesting. Okay, guys. Well, we have the Lovers card. So you know what that means. You can read between the lines. Definitely there's a good chemistry between them. They are certainly involved romantically. He has very romantic feelings towards her. So it is genuine. But the Lovers and the Page of Pentacles, I'm not, I would have liked to see some cups. I would have liked to see, I don't know, like just a little something more heartfelt since we're in the beginning of this. But I don't know, maybe that's just kind of them starting off casual. I don't know. It feels casual. It feels more casual than these articles make it seem. Okay. All right. What are you guys saying? Let's see. Ooh, Sage, hot take. I like it. Sage says, yeah, he's kind of giving undercover egomaniac. Oh my God, Sage. Sometimes the people who claim to be the gurus are the exact ones that are the egomaniacs, right? I mean, I just think of Russell Brand now. Whenever a guy is like, I'm a guru, you're so right. Russell Brand. Ooh, that got creepy fast, right? That got really creepy. Mm. Not him being a clout goblin. Totally, Sage. Totally. Scott says, oh, he's a what can you do for me lately kind of guy. Scott, well said. Well said, my friend. Gunyar says it is giving clout chasing. Oh, so Luke's girlfriend and Nick's BF are not the only ones that are doing that. Gunyar, you know it. You know the clout chasing runs rampant in Hollywood. Okay. So we know that that's sort of his motivation. I think there's an attraction there. I think there's chemistry. I think also he's in Page of Pentacles energy. This makes it very difficult to hang on to a relationship because you're distracted by the opportunity, the clout goblin energy. You're distracted by the desire to make more money. And this really shouldn't be the first thing on your mind when you're thinking about who you want to be with in a relationship, right? You should be thinking about cups. You should be thinking about connecting and things you have in common. So that's not great. Okay. That's not great. So let's see how she feels about him. She's a very smart woman. She is an Aquarius. I don't think that she's gonna, I don't think she's gonna have the wool pulled over her eyes. This is gonna sound rude, but she's no J-Lo, okay? You know? J-Lo's the kind of person I think that could definitely fall prey to a clout goblin. Jennifer Aniston, I just don't think so. I think she would see through it pretty quickly. Also, you guys, would y'all ever date a hypnotist? I feel like that might be a little spooky. Like you wake up and you're like walking to the kitchen, you don't know why. You're like, "Oh my god." Like, I don't know. Hmm, interesting. It's giving love spell. Okay, how does Jennifer Aniston allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, feel about Jim Curtis? Right? That's his name? Hold on. Jim Curtis, yes. Okay. How does she feel about Jim Curtis? Allegedly. The King of Swords. I'm telling you guys, she is one sharp cookie. Okay. King of Swords. She sees through whatever he's doing. I think that she views him as a little bit calculating. Now, she views him as a king, though. She sees him as someone like who maybe is, oh God, that was so creepy, you guys. A bolt just randomly fell untouched from one of my lights over there. That was really weird. Okay. All right. Well, I guess maybe there's truth to this part. So you guys, this is for somebody. Listen up. Maybe you're in this situation too. I don't know. Spirit was trying to bring attention to this. Okay. Anyway, I'll continue. But this is like the energy of recognizing that somebody might be a little bit manipulative. We'll say that. And what's interesting to me, though, is that she sees him as a king of swords, but he's actually someone that sees himself as a page of pentacles. So it's almost like I don't know if he's as intentional as she thinks he is. I think he might be a little bit. I don't know. This is giving like Sage said, like fake guru, like someone who's going to use really big words and ideas, but maybe they read them in a book somewhere and they're kind of like repeating them, but they're able to sort of seem more advanced than they are. I do think she'll see through this, and I also think that she sees him as a little bit manipulative. That's not great. Okay. Love potion number 9. Exactly, Scott. Exactly. He put it in her milk and cereal when she least expected it. Sage says, I agree. A hypnotist would be a little sus. Sleep with one eye open. Absolutely. You could never relax. He's like, let me show you a little something. You're like, oh no. Oh no. Stay away from me. I will not be hypnotized today. Gunnar says hypnotists can do something for their favor via manipulating you. Ooh, so dating them is kind of dangerous, I think. I think it could be. I really think it could be. Depends on how good he is of a hypnotist. EBGB sum it all. I know, Sage. Like, why did that just fall? That was so creepy. Hi, Pat. Welcome. How's it going? We are reading on Jennifer Aniston, if you're just joining us. Okay, what else? Let's get a clarifier. The King of Cups. Oh no, guys, just when I said like she's gonna see through things, maybe she doesn't quite see through them yet. She sees him as the King of Cups. Okay, I'm telling you, did he like okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Does he hypnotize people? Is he someone who is like a person that's able to really write super eloquently? Did he borrow, a poem from someone else? Like, this is someone who, I don't know, you do have to be careful around them because she's seeing him as a King of Cups and a King of Swords. Now, one thing about Pisces energy is that Pisces is associated with Neptune. So sometimes we can project onto Pisces people what we want to see, not necessarily what is actually there. And that is an interesting way that somebody with Pisces energy can actually, like, they're not necessarily manipulating you. It's more of like the Neptune energy where you're convincing yourself of who this person is. It's like projection to the max. So they can kind of be, sometimes Pisces can be a victim of projection. I wonder if he's a Pisces because someone who's a hypnotist, I mean, a Pisces would be an amazing hypnotist. I'll say that. But I don't know, guys. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I think she's a little bit under his spell right now. Okay. This is a little bit concerning. I do not like this King of Swords and King of Cups, how she sees him, how he sees her, Page of Pentacles and the Lovers. Be so careful. Oh my God, be careful. Okay. Well, we're sending her love and hopefully she she does have Scorpio conjunct her. I'm sorry. She does have Pluto conjunct her sun right now. So if any funny business is going on, it's just a matter of time before she figures it out. So, she's going to be okay. I also heard on this show called Blinded by the Item that I've become obsessed with on YouTube. It's like what I listen to when I'm doing my makeup or like whatever, driving in the car. And I saw that it was maybe yesterday, they were talking about how there are rumors that Jennifer Aniston is dating this guy, but there are other rumors also circulating that she and Orlando Bloom actually got together in 2007. It's something that they kept secret, but that back then they had a brief romance. This was after she had divorced Brad Pitt. I did look it up because I was like, what was there a crossover? They got divorced in 2005. So she was single. But at this point, they had some sort of romance allegedly. And now that he's single again and they're both on the market, there's another rumor floating around that they may have interest in each other and that the timing may be right for them to get together. So I also want to pull a card on that. Now, I don't think Mr. Hypnotist would like that because he seems very, very excited to share with the whole world that he is with her, which I mean, as he should be, but it feels a little bit, to steal y'all's word, clout goblin-y. Okay, what do you guys say? Did he add drops in her coffee? Sage, right? That is the question. Scott says maybe he played on her vulnerability. It feels like that way with the King of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, guys. You might be right there. Oh, no. Don't get scared, Gunyar. Don't get scared. Watch out for that love potion. I know. I got a little scared with the thing dropping. I may have to sage this room afterward. Actually, I'm going to. Hi, Heat Lifer. You are right on time. The party starts when you get here. How's it going? It's good to see you. I'm done now. I promise. Scott, the love potion may have to run its course and get out of her system at this point. I think you might be right. Hi, Babaloo. Welcome. Yay, guys. I'm so happy y'all are here. Okay. I don't know. Orlando Bloom now. Any truth to the rumors, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, that, first of all, let's see, did they actually have a fling in 2007? So a little throwback tea. Did they have a fling in 2007? The Three of Wands, looking to the future, wands are, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, because wands are, passion, romance. And then the Three of Wands, that can indicate that they were looking to the future, but for whatever reason, there was something about the future that cut things short for them. Maybe someone was working a lot, had to leave, then someone, then life continued to move forward and like took them in different directions. But there was something about a block to their future, even though we have wands here. So yes, I think there actually was, allegedly for entertainment purposes, a little bit of a romance that never got to fully unfold. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. And is there any truth to the rumors that they may be trying to revisit? Hi, Britt. It's been a crazy couple of days. Oh my gosh, Heat Life, are you okay? That Saturn retrograde? Well, we're sending you a big hug. The astrology's been a little wild. It sure has. Orlando Bloom sure does get around, doesn't he? I know, Scott. He's been like pictured with everyone. I definitely think he's trying to figure out his next romance. I do think he's going to be very public with it, obviously. Okay. Any truth to the rumor? Oh, that one flew. You know that. You know that's going to tell us something. Guys, the Queen of Cups flew. Okay, guys, here we go. This is the real tea here. I love this. So first of all, she comes through as the Queen of Cups. The answer is yes. This is like her dream person. If this does end up working out with the two of them, I think that he is like her ideal. Like in her mind, I think she has always kind of held a torch for him and thought like that was the one that got away. Like the timing was just off with the Three of Wands. Like I'm really seeing that like work took them in different directions. They just weren't around each other anymore. It just like something about it didn't work out, but it didn't have anything to do with them. It was more circumstantial. And then Queen of Cups, yes, this is her like ideal person. Like, I do think she's interested. I do think that if he says, let's give this another try, I think she's going to say yes and drop this other person in a second. So I think she might be have taken a sip of the love potion, but I think that she could pretty quickly, I think, what's his name? Orlando Bloom might have the antidote. We'll say that. She sees, so this kind of makes the story a little more clear to me, where she sees this other guy, Jim, as the King of Cups. So I think she feels like he really wants to be with her, which makes sense. And he's showing up, at least she thinks he's showing up as the King of Cups. I don't know if that's entirely genuine. Like we just saw Page of Pentacles. He has some other little motivations going on as well. But the way that he speaks to her, he acts like a King of Cups. But this is sort of a love triangle where he wants her, but she wants somebody else deep down. So guys, and this is like as spicy as it gets. This is as spicy as Bridgerton. This is the real show right here. Wow. Okay. That was so juicy. Okay, what are you guys saying? Oh my god. All good. It's definitely Saturn. Saturn's been doing its thing. Um, especially in that Aries ruled house in our birth charts. So, you know, we're getting our courage up. We're taking actions these days. But yeah, especially when like it first starts, I feel like this week has been a little bit like, walking through quicksand or like heavy mud. Anybody else feel that way? But we're gonna figure it out because we got this. Okay, let's got this. Boom. I'm getting the feeling that there is lots of energy in the room with Britt. Oh my God, Scott, I just got creeped out when you said that. Okay, hold on. Before we move on, then, because there is some weird energy happening, we're just gonna say only angels, only love, only our positive, loving spirit guides in the room with us. And after we're done with our reading, we're taking nothing with us. We're leaving it here. This is for entertainment and chit chat and discussion only. Okay. Scott, because you said that, I was like, I gotta say a little prayer, a little Archangel Michael, make sure that he's in the room mostly. Oh, when stuff starts flying, you gotta make sure you're saying just a little prayer, make sure everything's still cool. Okay. Next story, which I feel it is, by the way. We're good. Okay. Next story. Oh, do I want to do this one? Okay. I do want to do this one, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. So over the weekend, I saw the movie F1. Has anyone else seen that? If so, what'd you think? What'd you think? Virtually saging Brit's room. Thank you, Sage Moon. Love you. I appreciate it. Okay. Now we're good and protected. Perfect. Yes, heavy mud. I feel that, heat lifer. I feel that. It's gonna get easier. We're gonna get our momentum going again. It's just at the very beginning, it feels like that, right? Um, okay. So if you guys saw F1, the character that Brad Pitt plays in this movie, I was wondering, like, who wrote this part? Did they write it for him specifically? Because I couldn't help but get the sense that maybe he's actually a lot like the character that he was playing in the movie, like in his real life. Sort of in a way, a lone wolf, someone who had like bad relationships in the past. I don't want to ruin it if anybody hasn't seen it. So I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I couldn't shake the feeling while watching the movie that a lot of this character that he's playing, Sonny, Sonny Hayes, a lot of this character, I felt like it just intuitively, it mirrors his own life. And it made me look at him a little bit differently as a person. I don't know why. So I wanted to sort of test my intuition by looking at his birth chart and kind of chit chatting about it with you guys. Because in the very recent past, um, he went through a really rough divorce with Angelina Jolie, had a falling out with his kids, just some horrible things have been reported in the media. And it's just a very, very sad situation. He's also, you know, allegedly had his issues with addiction and just a lot of really sad, difficult themes in his life. So I wanted to look at his birth chart and just kind of see what it looks like, and specifically look at his relationship houses because that is just it seems like that's been a big source of his pain and difficulty. So, I don't know. This is just a quick just to touch on it really quickly. So, first of all, his first house is ruled by Sagittarius. So, he's a Sagittarius rising, and we do have his birth time, which is so exciting. And he has the sun in his first house, meaning it makes so much sense because that means that he has been shining for a very long time. Like he's someone who was put here to shine. So it makes sense that he really rose to fame. And it just makes sense, like his personality. He comes across as this very sunny individual. And he, by the way, he played someone named Sunny Hayes in F1. So I don't know, guys. Intuitively, I just feel like he was sort of playing a version of himself. And with the sun in his first house, it's just, I don't know, kind of confirmation for me looking at his chart. When we look at where he has felt the most pain in his life, I said I was thinking more seventh or eighth house, but I forgot about how the fourth house, the house of home, the house of family, is obviously very connected to your closest relationships, right? Because you live with the person that you marry, and a lot of the issues that you have later in life, a lot of the time that can stem from your fourth house, family of origin, like those life lessons you have to learn and things you have to deal with when you're a kid and you feel powerless. Well, his fourth house is ruled by Pisces and contains Chiron. There you go. So there might have been a lot of addiction in the home. Maybe that is where he developed his own addiction. Just saying. Now Jennifer Aniston, she is an Aquarius sun. And so her sun actually falls into his third house containing Saturn. The third house is siblings, and it is like the people that we really like to communicate with a lot. Typically, third housers, people have like their son in your third house. Those could be like daily companions, people that you're on the phone with a lot. Maybe you're running to get coffee together. It's like kind of just your day-to-day things. So it makes sense that the two of them would click kind of right off the bat. And Saturn has staying power. Um, it's all about, the things that are long lasting in our lives. You know, a lot of the time you will have serious Saturn aspects with people that are in your life for a very long time. But unfortunately, the flip side of that is that Saturn is also where you learn a lot of hard lessons. So I think that there's probably a lot of regret around his relationship with Jennifer Aniston. And I think that they may have even at times felt more like siblings. I know that sounds sort of weird, but that's kind of the vibe I get. So just an interesting layer there. And then his eighth house, and this is like marriage, contracts. He has the North Node in his eighth house of transformation, death and rebirth. And that really talks about, honestly, just like the different iterations that he is here to live. Actors are really, I mean, that's a really good placement for an actor to have your North Node in the eighth house because you can transform into different people and live many lives in a way on screen. Um, but Angelina Jolie, hold on, she has a lot of Cancer placements. Yeah, so Angelina Jolie's Venus is in Cancer. So her Venus actually fell in or falls into his 8th house, conjunct his North Node. So that relationship was destiny, and I do think it transformed him a lot and probably created some sort of ego death. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on that because I was just so curious. If you guys want me to do more like deep dives into people's charts where we get really like gritty with it, I kind of love doing that, but it's kind of like, intense and stuff. So let me know if you guys are members or patrons and you want me to do that. I would be happy to do that over on, that side of things so that I can just really nerd out with it. But if you're not interested, that's okay. I can just like read it at home in bed. Anyway, okay, moving on. And if you guys have any thoughts on that, hold on. What am I saying? Let me see. Did you guys have any thoughts? Only good, clean, pure energy for us. Yes. Thank you, Gunyar. Good job. Exactly. Archangel Michael, protect Britt and everyone in the chat. Yes. Okay. Amazing. Thank you, Heat Lifer. All right, good. I think it was written with him as one of the producers. Oh, wow. Okay, Heat Lifer. That would make so much sense. I want to look into that more. Because I just felt like it's him, honestly. I think he is that character. And I think through the role, he was able to communicate about some of the more difficult things in his life, once y'all see the movie, like, you know what I mean? Let's see. Scott says, I haven't, but I listened to Brad Pitt on the New Heights podcast. Oh, I want to listen to that episode. And I came away really liking him, right? He came across as a regular guy. Scott, 100%. Like, just after hearing all of the really difficult stories about his breakup with Angelina Jolie, his relationship with his kids, like, I had this really bad feeling about him. And then after I saw that movie, I came away feeling like I think that he's just like a person who's been through stuff. I don't feel like he's like a bad person. It made me want to like look at his chart again. So interesting that you felt that way too. I want to listen to that podcast. I love New Heights podcast. Let's see. Sage says, if I remember, he has a lot of Capricorn. Ooh, let's look at that. Does he have a lot of Capricorn? Sage. Let's see. I have a few birth charts pulled up here, of course. Oh my gosh, Sage, you are so right. Sage, you're good. Sage knows what's up. Okay, so Sage, it's his second house using whole sign houses. That's what I'm using here. His second house is ruled by Capricorn, and he has a stellium. You're so right. The moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars in Capricorn. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, he has the most planets in Capricorn of all of of all of the signs and all the houses. Oh my gosh. So the way that he feels, the way that he thinks, Venus and Mars, and something about Capricorn that we actually talk a lot about in the Saturn video is that, Capricorn is the lord of time, which by the way, everybody's been talking about how he looks so young in this movie. And that is a thing about Capricorns. Oh my God, they are like the Benjamin Buttons, which by the way, Brad Pitt played Benjamin Button. Astrology in the Wild. You guys, we can't make this stuff up. Um, he is the Benjamin Button with his stellium in Capricorn because Capricorns age backwards. It's so funny. It's like they start off life. The sad part about it is they start off life like in their childhood, it can feel very difficult. A lot of them are, child athletes or they work from a young age or they end up having to like do things for their younger siblings. Like there's just a lot of responsibility put on the shoulders of people with prominent Capricorn placements from day one. And so their childhood tends to be kind of gritty, a little bit difficult. It's like the goat, the Capricorn goat climbing the mountain. They're at the bottom of that mountain and they feel that way as children. They feel like they have so far to go. So there's this discipline, there's a seriousness to people with a lot of Capricorn, and to have a stellium there, that's not easy. I mean, I don't know anything about his childhood, but I think he probably had a lot of difficulty, not a lot of softness with Venus there, not a lot of love with Mars. Ooh, what it did create for him, though, I think is an indomitable will. People with Mars and Capricorn, they're unstoppable. People with Mercury and Capricorn, they can figure anything out and they build a legacy for themselves. And then in their later years, they actually tend to, they get to the top of the mountain and that's when they tend to like have a childlike nature because they can finally have fun and relax. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is so interesting. Sage, thank you for pointing that out. That's really, really cool. I love that. So yeah, he is the real life Benjamin Button, and that is why he's aging in reverse because his life is actually feeling a lot more lighthearted now that he's older. Love it. Hey Penny, how's it going? Oh my gosh, no, you were right on time. We're so happy to see you. We were talking about Brad Pitt and his birth chart and some different things going on with him. Sage says, I think he has his south node on his moon too. Ooh, let's see. He has his north node in Sage, right again, my friend. He has his north node in Cancer, meaning his south node is in Capricorn. Wow. Yeah. So, oof, I feel like he probably struggled financially as a child and in past lives. He probably also struggled with self worth as a child and in past lives, which I think he's really gotten to make up for in this lifetime and as an adult. So wow, that's a lot. That's a heavy karmic burden to carry. So it looks like he's starting to come to peace with it and let it, kind of let it go. I think that's a great thing. And I did love that movie. I know not everybody loved the movie F1, but I did love it. I thought it was so good. Talking about Brad Pitt, Penny. Okay. Oh, you said got it. Okay. All right. So moving on. Interesting. I'm really happy to see that though. I feel like he's done a lot of healing. All right. So our next story is okay. Well, this is just kind of a confirmation of some tea that we spilled last time. So remember when we were just pulling some cards on Justin Bieber's new album to see like what comes through? I just got it. I had to point out because I was so excited to see this. You know how we got the Eight of Cups walking away card? Well, one of the songs on his album is actually called Walking Away. I'm sorry, but that was just like a literal interpretation. Sometimes it's hard to read the cards because it's like, I don't know, like, is this a card being literal or is this like part of a storyline? But with that one, it was the walking away card and I said walking away. And I don't know, I just was geeking out over it. I wanted to like remind you guys because that was so crazy. Because walking away is one of the names of a song on his new album. So just kind of a little fun thing that happened. Okay, next story. Buckle up, you guys. This one's a little bit much. So we have heard a lot about the Epstein files and all of that stuff going on. I promise I have a positivity story after this, okay? But I did get some DMs requesting that I pull some cards on the situation just to see, I don't know, if there will be anything that comes through. So we're going to do that. We're just going to see. There's so much information out there. I'm not going to tell the full story or really go through the details just because I feel like we've all read them. We all know. CNN actually has great coverage of it if you guys want to like get deeper into the background and what's happening now. But I did promise a tea timer in the DMs that I would pull some cards and just see what we get. So let's do it. All right. So allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Ooh, let's see. Oh, okay. Sage says, you're so glad I'm looking in on this. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Penny says we will get more. Okay, Penny. Let's see, you guys. So for the Epstein files, how do I want to phrase this? For the Epstein files, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, I just want to get the energy around the situation, around the files. Are we going to get more information? Is it going to remain hidden? Um, why is it being withheld at this moment? I'm just going to have clean slate energy and see what comes through. So allegedly for entertainment purposes only, what is going on surrounding the Epstein files currently? Or the list, however you want to say it. Just the information, the names, the people who were his clients, because he wasn't just doing this in a vacuum, right? And it's so strange that none of these other people have come to light. Same thing with the Diddy thing. I also think that's really strange. It's almost like those two who were the main ringleaders ended up being the fall guy, because there were so many others involved. Okay, let's see. Energy surrounding the Epstein files. It's very dark, you guys. The Three of Swords. Yep, guys, it's dark. It's such a dark energy. And this is honestly, I don't like this card at all. This is a dark card energy. This person has three swords piercing their heart. Let's get a clarifier before I interpret this. Because like I said, sometimes it's a literal answer and sometimes it's part of like a story or a theme that's unfolding. That is like probably the biggest challenge when reading cards and making sure that you interpret the messages correctly. If you guys read cards at home, maybe you feel the same way. Let me know. Oh, that one flew. We're going to take it. Page of Pentacles. Okay, so there is money involved, obviously. The Three of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Okay, let's get another one. I heard he was ex-CIA. Okay, interesting, Scott. Oh my God. Heat Lifer says, oh my God, Britt, don't think I'm crazy. Never. I mean, Heat Lifer, we're here spilling the tarot tea on celebs. Don't worry. No one's going to judge you. I heard this woman that tapped into the spirit world. Supposedly the real Epstein is not dead and living on an island. And he started his path with Trump. Oh my God. Can you see if that's true? Okay, we'll see. We'll see if there's any conspiracy energy around him. Okay, Page of Pentacles. What else can we get? I mean, there are a lot of photos of him with Trump. We've all seen those. They've even been open about, or he's been open about having been his close friend. I mean, I don't yeah, nothing's hidden there. What else? Ooh, okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles and we have the Eight of Swords. Guys, this is Ghislaine, obviously. Look, now I'm going to interpret this in a literal sense of Ghislaine being behind bars right now, right? So, oddly enough, so she's coming through with one side of the story. And then on the other side, we have the Three of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. We have money, we have heartbreak, pain. Hmm. And this is surrounding why it's still hidden. Okay. Let me get a clear answer, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, about why this information has not been released yet. Why has the list, why have the files not been released yet? The Ace of Wands, someone very powerful who was like, the biggest client, allegedly. We all know who we think this is, right? Starts with a D, ends with a T. Okay. Yeah. And they carry a big stick and they're able to wield power. Okay. Now the heartbreak card, I think the heartbreak is actually Epstein. I know this is so weird. I get this feeling that this was him. Page of Pentacles, losing everything. Queen of Pentacles, I do think that it's possible that Ghislaine has been paid at some point to stay quiet. Hmm. It's very like, this is probably one of the hardest readings I've ever done because it's so complicated. Like, the energy even feels just complicated and twisted and hidden. But I think that this is Epstein, like, him losing everything, the darkness that he created, the people that he hurt, like, that feeling is coming through. It's very icky. I, like, wanna get out of the energy, like, immediately. It's very sad. Obviously, just we hope and pray that all the victims find healing. Like, no one should go through what those people went through. And then the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, I do think that, well, obviously, we know Ghislaine knows everything. And right now she's being kept in jail, but also look, there's this blindfold. I feel like we could move this blindfold down to her mouth. It's like she's being kept quiet. Yeah, I think she's the one person that would potentially talk, but she's being kept quiet by the Ace of Wands. Mm. So, yeah, I mean, it's what we all kind of thought, right? It's sort of the only explanation that makes sense because why else wouldn't the information just be available unless there was someone who was able to block the files coming like from coming out? Like, unless that person had a personal interest, like, I think that Donald Trump would, the Ace of Wands, I think that he would want it to be out there so that he could be the one to say, yeah, look, I exposed this, right? I do think, based on this reading, that what a lot of people are saying is true and that he's the one keeping it quiet because Ace of Wands, I think, oh my gosh, guys, and look in the background. Look, can y'all see? There's like a palm tree, water. It's like an island. When the tarot tea is so literal. Okay, and what we don't see at the bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. I think that the amount of victims and the amount of times that he shows up in the files and is involved, it's just like it's immeasurable. He's the King of Wands. No surprise there, right? No surprise there. Ghislaine better start talking. I feel like Sage, she better, because that's sort of the only thing that would protect her. We have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is a prison, but it's also a prison of your own mind. So it's like the one thing that she's afraid to do, which is talk, or the one thing she's being kept from doing right now. I can't tell. But it seems like she's being kept from speaking on purpose. But if she could find a way to put it out there, it may be the thing that saves her life. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Okay, it's so dark. It's so dark. He Lifer says the DOJ just blocked her appeal with the Supreme Court. Things that make you go, oh my gosh. Okay, Heat Lifer. Wow. Wow. I mean, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I did not know that, but that makes so much sense. Like, having making sure that she's suppressed. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You guys, it's so bad. I do hope that it will come out. Let's see. Will the information ever come out? Will we ever get those answers? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, but will we ever get those answers? She would be willing to speak before Congress. Heat life her, see? But she's being kept 8 of Swords with the blindfold on, or you know, I feel like intuitively, I feel like it's actually like supposed to be like a gag, like covering her mouth, like saying, not letting her speak. Um, wow, that card hits differently now, hearing that. Um, wow. Okay. Interesting. And also tragic, just horrible, tragic. We need justice and truth more than ever. And it's so sad to see the corruption. Okay. Will the information ever come to light? Will it ever come to light? Allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. 4 of Cups. Not all of it, you guys. And I don't know if it's because certain evidence is being destroyed. I don't know. Like, are there is there physical evidence that could be destroyed and then lost forever? I don't know. Are the people that could speak never going to fully tell the truth? That's what this feels like, because we have the 4 of Cups. We have 3 cups on the table and then 1 cup behind her, and she's disappointed in this photo. This person is sad and they're clutching their pillow, and like there's this disappointment. So this, to me, it's like we may get some people, like I feel like these 3 cups on the table, we may get some lower level people, like information about people that are I guess not as powerful, but the main person, look at this, the main person, the one who's currently keeping things hidden, um, I don't I don't think we're gonna get all that information about that person. So, no, the answer is no. We're never gonna hear the full story. We will get part of it, but not the full story, unfortunately. And again, we have free will, things can change, but as things stand right now, if things stay like on this current path, which I hope they don't, but the energy currently is they're having success with suppressing what they want to suppress, unfortunately, which is just so sad and sickening. Okay. I did the reading because you guys wanted it, and I feel so icky. So let's change up the vibe. And again, just praying for everyone who was affected by that, and everyone who's ever been affected by anything like that. It's just like, makes me feel so sick. So sending love to all the victims. It's horrible. Okay. And I'm glad that person isn't here with us to hurt anyone ever again. Okay. So let's do I want to end on a positivity note. I have like such a cute little story, but let's do okay, Gunyar. I'm trying to find your question because we are gonna pull for Nicola and Luke. Dang it. Gunyar, you even listed them out with the numbers. Okay, here I found it. All right. I need a little sip of my tarot tea for energy first. Okay, Gunyar says about I don't know, we can talk about Luke. Okay. 1. Luke and Nick, current and near 6-month energy. Okay, we're gonna start there. So, of course, Luke Newton, who is, getting to play an acting role, getting to play McQueen, something that's definitely like adding clout to his resume, definitely putting him in like the upper echelon of acting. I think that he is gunning for an Oscar, for a Tony, like, he is wanting to elevate himself to that point. We've gotten a lot of readings about him doing that. So very interesting. So let's just see. Oh, the cards are flipping. Okay. Luke and Nicola. Current energy between them. Luke Newton and Nicola Coughlan. Just doing a little vibe check on those two. What is the current energy between them? The 4 of Wands. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think that they are doing great. They're in their strong and united era. I think there's such a genuine love and respect between the two of them. And right now, I think there is this mutual encouragement. Look at this joy, this stability, this fun. They're just I think that these two, they could be great friends forever. They could, if they ever got, into a romantic relationship, I think that they would be amazing life partners. Like, I just feel like there is such a sweetness and a genuine affection for each other. And that is really going strong right now. They did have some weirdness before. I think there was something shifting in their lives, but right now they're in a good place. So we love to see that. Very cute. Okay. What about in the next 6 months, allegedly? Between Luke and Nick, how will things shift for them? Where will they be in about 6 months? Future of their friendship, or whatever it may be. Oh, guys, it's up and it's down. The 7 of Wands. Okay, well, in 6 months, and this could also have a lot to do with, Luke's other projects. This to me looks like a lot of things competing for both of their time. Does the next season of Bridgerton come out within 6 months? Maybe this is talking about work commitments, a lot of things going on at once. We go from the 4 of Wands to the 7 of Wands. The four energy is very stable. Seven energy is like, I mean, look at the difference. It's like you're fighting for your life here. And this to me looks like press. This looks like being busy. This looks like juggling a lot of things. Um, right now life feels a little bit slower and more stable. And I think that they're going to have a lot of like hecticness in the near future. And so they're both going to sort of feel like they're alone on an island, having to sort of fight these battles by themselves. Don't really know why, but that's the energy we're getting. And again, that could just be like them being really busy and having to do a lot of things alone, which I think that happens when you're on a press tour and you're working a lot. Okay, Luke's feelings and thoughts about Jake and Nick. Okay. And Jake's relationship. Okay. So, what are Luke's feelings currently about Nicola Coughlan and her relationship? Let's just do first, yeah, about their relationship. Ooh, the 10 of Wands, a burden. I think that even though he would never admit this in a million years to anyone, because, why would you? First of all, we get all wands. So this is passion and energy. Um, there's just a lot of passion. There are a lot of sparks between the two of them. And again, that could be the spark of an amazing friendship. It could also be the spark of a crush, whatever. Interpret it as you will. Maybe a little bit of both. It's kind of how I interpret it. Um, but the 10 of Wands is a burden. So he views her relationship with Jake as a burden, as something that kind of takes her away from their friendship, keeps her busy. Um, yeah, very interesting. He's already in New York rehearsing. Oh, interesting. Okay. What are Luke's thoughts on Jake Dunn specifically? Okay, let's see. Oh my God, Scott, in your local paper, there's an article about how the CIA lied about JFK assassination. What is the local paper called? Oh, you're so welcome, Sage. You're so sweet. Well, this King Cups every exposing. Look at that, Brit. Oh, I'm sorry, Babu. I just read that. I will come back to that. Yes. What are Luke Newton's thoughts on Jake Dunn specifically? He does see his relationship with Nicola as a 10 of Wands, as a burden. Ah, you guys, weird. The same as the Epstein thing. Not the same message, but anyway, a message of disappointment. Interesting. Interesting. Um, Luke definitely sees, I don't think that, okay, allegedly for entertainment purposes, I don't think that Luke Newton trusts Jake Dunn for some reason. Um, and I feel like he is really disappointed in the fact that Nicola has decided to be with him. He also sees her relationship with Jake as a 10 of Wands burden. So maybe something, like I said, that blocks his ability to communicate as much or be as close to Nicola as he would like to be, or as they were previously before the relationship started. But very interesting. He's very disappointed. He feels sad, basically, when he thinks about it. He feels sad. Okay. This is definitely starting to sort of, move back into romance the romance department. It cooled off for a little bit in the readings, but it looks like it's getting a little more romantic. Okay. Right. That's the tea on that. Heat Lifer said, I feel like just to go back to the previous story about the Epstein stuff, because I did not see all of y'all's comments there before I moved on. Um, Heat Lifer said she would be willing to speak before Congress. Yes. I feel like somehow things will unravel and it will affect the people we are thinking of. I hope so, Heat Lifer. I really do hope so. These things need to be brought to light. Yeah, I mean, gosh. Babaloo said, not we, but future generations. Will this King of Cups ever be exposed? Can you look at that? Okay, let's see. Will future generations ever have the full story? Ace of Cups. Wow. My cup runneth over. Yes, they will. They will. They'll have all of the information and more. So I don't know how this will happen, but I'm glad that they have the Ace of Cups because we had, you're gonna get some information, not all, and it was represented by cups. This is the Ace of Cups. This is all the information. Yes, there will be full clarity, full transparency. Sadly, it sort of reminds me of like the JFK stuff, right? Like we didn't find out until like now we're finding out, but that happened a long time ago. And so I feel like that's kind of similar. It's like I think some people who were involved have to pass away and unfortunately, you can't really enact justice if everybody's gone, but I think that there will come a time where the information will come out. So thank you for asking that, Babalu. That makes me feel a little bit better. At least information will come out, but sad that it's not going to happen, at this time when people can be held accountable. Interesting. Okay. Now moving on, you guys, to our positivity story. I want to end this on a good note. This is a cute little story that I came across today, and it's just very uplifting and it's very astrology in the wild. Okay, so here's the story. So you guys know actress Octavia Spencer, very talented, fabulous actress. Well, she actually told a story. I think I just saw it on social media though. So she told the story a long time ago, but it's kind of like well known in Hollywood that she actually experienced an act of kindness that really affected her. So there's a well-known story about Keanu Reeves helping actress Octavia Spencer when her car broke down on the side of the road in Los Angeles. This incident occurred many years ago before Spencer's rise to prominence. So nobody knew who she was. It wasn't like a famous person helping another famous person out, for clout, no clout goblining. This was a very genuine thing that she experienced, and she has shared this time and time again. So at the time, Spencer was new to Los Angeles and driving a what she called filthy, beaten up car, which stalled in a busy intersection. Despite the area being quite posh with a cafe full of onlookers, no one offered to help her. That's so sad. Suddenly, Keanu Reeves, wearing sunglasses and a motorcycle helmet, approached and asked if she needed help. Spencer initially thought he was going to get in the car so she could push it, but he insisted on pushing it himself while she steered. He helped push her car out of the intersection to a safer spot and made sure she was all right before leaving. Spencer recounts feeling embarrassed about the state of her car, but Keanu reportedly didn't seem to mind and was simply being a kind gentleman. She has since expressed her gratitude by stating that she makes sure to see all of his movies on opening weekend. The story highlights Keanu Reeves' reputation for humility and kindness. He's known for performing acts of generosity without seeking recognition, as noted by The Independent. So I looked up his birth chart because I have heard other positive stories about him. And fun fact, when I lived in New York, I actually saw him riding the subway. And I thought, whoa, that is so surprising that a celebrity would be riding the subway. Just a very humble person. Well, he is a 2 energy Virgo. And what we know about Virgos is that they are the helper of the zodiac. And 2 energy in numerology, meaning he was born on the second, is also the helper number. It is about being a friend, someone who is very giving and kind. So that is astrology in the wild. You really can't get more kind and supportive than someone who was born on the second and who has a Virgo sun, in my opinion. So, definitely an example of, I think, healing, loving, supportive energy at its best. And that is a little positivity note to remind us as we spill the tea on some of this drama that there are still amazing, wonderful, beautiful souls out there. And you guys are also one of those beautiful souls. So we're going to keep spreading the goodness, even as we spill the tea and have to deal with the harsh realities of what some of the, worst of us in humanity are out there doing. It can get a little bit skewed when we see all of the bad things in the news. So there's also good news out there. So I just wanted to spill that as well. I heard that he was a good guy. Yes, I have too, Penny. I just think that's so wonderful. Gunyar says, I like Octavia Spencer and her energy. I do too. She seems like a fun person, and Keanu is so kind and gentle. Oh, right? He is the type of person that I want to meet from Hollywood and have a chat about life. Absolutely. And the thing about him is I think he would absolutely do that and he would enjoy it. Like, he'd probably love to have a little cup of coffee with you and just philosophize about life. I think you're right. Nice palate cleanser. Right? Okay, I'm so glad you thought so too. I felt like we needed that. Aw, you're the best. I love our tribe and community. Same, same. I feel the same way about you guys. I love y'all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks for helping me produce this live podcast episode. It's so much more fun when we do it together. And I love y'all. I'm sending you guys the biggest hug. And if you guys are patrons or members, you have a couple more videos coming this week. We're going to be talking about Uranus moving into Gemini. We're also going to be talking about the upcoming Mercury retrograde. So if you guys aren't already a member or a patron, if you haven't subscribed or done any of that, I will add the details for that in the description box and also explain the differences. I've decided to keep both going because I've noticed that different tea timers like different things. And so I'm going to keep both options open because that's what we're doing. All right. I love y'all so, so much. Sending you guys the biggest hug. Have a great next couple days before I see you guys again with new videos. I heard a story recently about him from his co-star. I mean, he just has the best, most uplifting stories, right? Scott, I love it. I love hearing good things like that. Okay. Love y'all. Sending you love and light right back. Aw. Bye, guys. Talk to y'all soon. Kisses.